Superman came to save Earth, but his solution meant wiping out half the planet. The Avengers refused, but they couldn't stop him. So they sent the one man who never quits, Wolverine. Adamantium versus Kryptonian steel, a fight no universe should survive. But Wolverine discovered the truth. Superman wasn't acting alone. A cosmic force was whispering inside his mind. And killing Superman wouldn't save Earth, it would free the real enemy. Wolverine must choose: stop the strongest hero alive, or doom the world forever. The world felt the shift before anyone understood what was coming. Birds changed direction mid-flight. Clouds bent unnaturally, like someone had pushed the entire sky with one hand. Every compass on Earth twitched, reset, and pointed toward the same place, the upper atmosphere. People looked up, shielding their eyes, trying to understand why the sun suddenly seemed brighter, bigger, angrier. Then came the sonic rings. They didn't boom. They didn't roar. They rattled, like metal screaming underwater. Windows trembled. Skyscrapers hummed. Satellites turned into streaks of fire across the blue. Superman was falling, not like he was crashing, not like he was descending, but like he was choosing the fastest path between 2 points, the heavens and the ground. He landed in the center of Geneva with a force that didn't crack the earth, didn't explode the streets, didn't destroy a single thing. And that was the scary part. He had controlled his arrival with perfect precision. A god landing gently, too gently. Reporters gathered, trembling. World leaders rushed in. Civilians backed away as his cape settled like a burning flag behind him. Everyone waited, hoping for news. Hope, maybe. But his first words were enough to kill the air. Earth has 1 year left. No emotion, no hesitation. Just truth delivered with a coldness of a surgeon holding a scalpel. He told them about a parasite, microscopic, cosmic, buried deep under the Earth's crust, feeding on geothermal lines, spreading through soil, plants, water, invisible, undetectable to human science. And in 1 year, it would activate. Half the planet's population would die instantly. The other half would change into something the universe had spent centuries trying to destroy. Superman had already calculated the only solution: wipe out half of Earth before the parasite does. The room exploded in panic. A dozen languages hurled at him. Demands, pleas, screams, threats. The kind that bounce off a Kryptonian like dust on steel. He didn't flinch. He didn't argue. He didn't blink. He simply said, "I will do what must be done." Then he vanished. The world turned against him instantly. Entire nations declared him rogue. Space agencies tracked him like a comet they couldn't stop. Panic grew. Cities prepared for evacuation. Military bases armed weapons that wouldn't matter. And the Avengers took action. Inside Avengers facility, Tony Stark stared at holographic projections of Superman's path, air currents bending, energy readings spiking, magnetic fields distorting like the planet itself was afraid of him. He zoomed in on Superman's face, caught by a satellite still intact. His eyes weren't normal, not glowing, not angry, but unfocused, like someone else was staring through him. Thor paced with storm energy rippling off his shoulders, listening to the air with narrowed eyes. "There's something inside him," he said quietly. "Something that speaks like a thunderstorm that has lost its sky." Strange had arrived minutes earlier, robes dusted with sparks of dimensional residue. He didn't greet anyone. He didn't explain why he came. He walked straight to the center table and placed his hand over the hologram. "Superman is not in control of himself," he said. "But what controls him is older than Krypton." No one needed more explanation. No one had time. Steve Rogers asked the question that felt wrong in his throat. How do we stop him? Silence. A long, suffocating stretch of silence. Finally, Tony broke it. "We don't need someone strong enough to beat him. We need someone stubborn enough to keep getting up until he listens." Everyone turned toward the hallway door as it hissed open. Logan walked in with a cigar that wasn't lit because he'd forgotten the lighter again. His jacket was old. His boots were dusty. His expression said he expected trouble before anyone even spoke. Tony crossed his arms with a half smirk. "We need you to stop Superman." Logan snorted once. "You guys lose your minds when I'm not here?" Strange spoke next. "Superman intends to kill half the planet." Logan's smile died instantly. Tony rotated the hologram again, zooming in on Superman's latest trajectory. He's heading to the Rockies, probably building something. A device, a failsafe. Logan watched the red line streak across the map, a straight path toward mountains thick with forests, caverns, and hidden valleys. Perfect terrain for someone who didn't want to be disturbed. Logan cracked his knuckles. "So you want me to go have a chat with him?" Thor stepped closer. "This is no ordinary fight, Wolverine. The creature inside him." Logan cut him off. "Don't care what's inside him. He's hurting people. I stop him." Same old story. Strange stepped forward. "You may have to do more than stop him. You may have to." Logan snapped his claw out an inch with a metallic SHNKT that silenced the room. "Don't finish that sentence." Steve placed a hand on Logan's shoulder. "This isn't about killing. It's about control. Whatever's inside him, we need to free him, not end him." Logan nodded, though he looked unconvinced. He grabbed his jacket and walked toward the exit. Tony called after him. "Logan, he's faster, stronger. You can't outrun him. You can't outpunch him." Logan didn't turn around. "I don't have to. I just have to be too damn stubborn to die." The Quinjet carried him toward the Rockies, slicing through cold winds as forests passed beneath, like rivers of black ink. Logan stood near the open ramp door, the air whipping against his face. He could already smell it. Ozone, heat, something metallic beneath the scent of pine. Like the air had been burned by someone who lived inside the sun. Superman was somewhere ahead, shaping the land, crafting something with godlike precision. And Logan wasn't hiding. He wasn't sneaking. He wasn't analyzing. He jumped out of the jet. His boots hit the ground harder than he expected. Trees bent. Snow kicked up. Birds erupted from branches. Then he saw him. Superman stood on the side of a broken mountain cliff, holding an entire slab of rock like it weighed nothing. He placed it carefully, almost like he was rebuilding the earth with his bare hands. Logan didn't wait. He dragged his claws out with a roar and charged straight at him. Superman turned slowly, calmly, like he'd heard Logan coming from hundreds of miles away. For the first time, Wolverine saw his eyes up close. Something was alive inside them. Something that wasn't Superman. Logan lowered his stance. "All right, bub," he growled. "Let's see what's puppeteering you." Superman finally spoke, and the voice wasn't his. "Turn back, Wolverine. You are not part of the equation." Logan smiled like a man walking into fire. Big mistake. He leapt. The collision shook the entire mountain. The mountain didn't simply shake. It groaned, like a living thing forced to swallow an earthquake. Boulders cracked apart. Snow vaporized from the heat pulsing off Superman's body. Logan's claws hit first, slamming into Superman's chest with a metallic scream that echoed through the entire valley. For a split second, Superman actually staggered. Just a step, just a shift of balance. But that single step was enough to tell Wolverine everything. Superman wasn't expecting resistance. Logan didn't give him time to think. He twisted his body midair, slashing again, carving 3 silver arcs that tore sparks out of Superman's suit. The impact felt like slicing through reinforced star metal. Logan's arms rattled from the recoil, but Superman's expression didn't change. No anger, no pain, just a cold, calculating distance. Superman caught Wolverine by the throat and lifted him like an unruly child. No strain, no hesitation, just effortless dominance. "You interfere with the survival of your species," the voice said, and it wasn't Clark's. It was layered, ancient, like a choir speaking through stone. Logan spit blood right into his face. "Yeah, well, I don't like bullies, especially the brain-eating kind." Superman squeezed. Logan's spine cracked, his vision blurred, and still he smiled. Then he extended his claws and stabbed straight through Superman's abdomen. Superman didn't scream, but something inside him did. The sound wasn't physical. It was psychic, like a shriek rippling through the world's nervous system. Birds fell from the sky. Wolves howled. Every creature with instinct felt something wrong push across the planet like a cold wave. Superman's grip faltered. Logan hit the ground, rolled, and came up swinging. Superman hovered back, looking down at the wound in his abdomen. A wound that was closing too slowly. Not Kryptonian slow. Something else was resisting the healing, pushing back against his cells like two forces fighting for the same body. Logan wiped blood off his mouth. Thought so. You're not the pilot right now. You're the damn aircraft. Superman tilted his head, eyes glowing faintly. Wolverine, you are irrelevant. He was gone in a blink. Logan's claws swung through empty air as a shockwave hit from behind, slamming him through 3 trees and burying him into a mountainside. Bones shattered. Lungs collapsed. His body twitched, then reformed, ligaments reconnecting, ribs sliding back into place. Logan dug himself out of the crater, growling, "You're gonna have to hit harder than that." Superman obliged. This time he came from above, driving Logan into the ground with both fists. The earth cratered outwards, cracking like spiderweb glass. The impact created a vacuum pulse that sucked in snow, rocks, whole trees. Everything spiraled into the crater as if gravity had bent around them. Logan felt his skull break. His healing factor surged like wildfire, knitting nerves together as fast as they snapped. He laughed through the pain, grabbed Superman's wrist, and pulled him down into a head, but that would have killed anything else. Superman didn't even blink. He flicked Logan away with a gesture that sent him spinning through the air. The wind pressure alone peeled bark off trees as Logan tumbled across the forest, carving a trench almost a mile long. When he finally stopped, half his face was crushed in. He dragged himself upright, bones popping back into shape. And Superman was already there, hovering, watching, silent, not like a hero conflicted, not like a villain triumphant, but like a scientist observing a test subject. "You persist," the voice said. "Your biology is inefficient but disruptive." Logan spat teeth that immediately regrew. "Thanks. I try." Superman floated closer, eyes narrowing. "You were sent to stop me. You cannot succeed. Stand aside." Logan rolled his shoulders, claws locking out with a metallic roar. "If you want to end half the world, you're going through me first." Superman moved his hand. The air turned red. Logan dove as 2 beams of heat vision cut through the forest, vaporizing acres of trees in a straight line. The ground melted into glowing glass. Logan charged through the steam and swung upward, slicing into Superman's shoulder. Superman didn't react. He grabbed Logan by the arm and flew straight up, faster than sound, dragging Logan through clouds like a ragdoll. The temperature dropped. Blood froze against Logan's face. The air thinned. Logan's lungs burst, healed, burst again. Frost covered his claws. They reached the upper edge of the atmosphere. Superman stopped. He looked at Earth, the world spinning below like a fragile marble. Something in his eyes flickered. For a fraction of a second, Logan saw Clark Kent inside that body, drowning, struggling, pushing upward for air. "Help," a whisper escaped. Then the parasite seized control again. Superman hurled Wolverine downward. Logan's body ignited from friction as he fell like a burning comet. He roared, twisting mid-fall, claws extended as he crashed through a mountain lake, sending water up like a tidal explosion. The crater swallowed him whole. He crawled out of the water moments later, steam rising off his skin. And he wasn't alone. A portal of golden sparks opened above the lake, swirling like a rotating sun. Dr. Strange stepped through, landing lightly on the water's surface as though it were solid ground. Strange looked at the destruction around them. The scorched trees, the shattered cliffs, the molten glass trail cutting through the forest, and then at Wolverine limping toward him with no shirt, half-burned hair, and claws still dripping heated blood. "So," Strange said, completely calm, "I assume negotiations went poorly?" Logan gave him a half-laugh, half-growl. "Doc, he ain't driving. Something's taken the wheel." Strange nodded grimly. "I know, and time is running out. If he completes what he's building in the mountains, the death toll will be irreversible. Logan shook water from his hair. What the hell is he building anyway? Strange waved his hand. A holographic projection appeared. A gigantic crystalline structure forming inside the Rockies, absorbing geothermal energy. A world-cleansing beacon, Strange said, powered by Earth's core. Once activated, it will release a pulse that kills anything infected. Logan frowned. Sounds like he's trying to save us. Strange's face hardened. Yes, by killing billions. And he truly believes it is mercy. Logan didn't hesitate. Where is he? Strange opened another portal. The mountains glowed red on the other side. Wolverine cracked his neck. Round 2. He stepped through. The portal spit Wolverine out onto a narrow ridge high in the Rockies. The wind here didn't howl, it vibrated, as if something in the air was humming at a frequency Earth was never meant to hear. The mountains weren't quiet either. They pulsed. Entire cliffs glowed faint red, like veins under skin. The ground felt warm, too warm, as if magma was being pulled closer to the surface. Logan scanned the horizon. Then he saw it. Superman's structure, a colossal crystalline spire growing from the earth like a spear aimed at the sky. It wasn't just metal. It wasn't stone. It looked alive, built of shimmering alien crystal fused with rock and Kryptonian alloy. The tower pulsed with heart-like beats, drawing energy from deep beneath the planet. Each pulse shook snow off distant peaks. Wolverine muttered, "You're building a planet killer like it's a birdhouse, huh?" Before he could take another step, the air wavered. Heat twisted the sky. Trees bent sideways from the force of something moving too fast to see. Then Superman appeared, hovering, silent, eyes glowing the same unnatural red as the tower. Logan didn't wait. He lunged. Superman caught him midair, slamming him into a cliffside. Stone shattered around Logan's body. Before he could regenerate fully, Superman hit again, driving a punch into his chest, so hard the sound rolled across the entire mountain range like thunder. Logan slid down the rock, coughing blood. His ribs healed instantly, pushing out cracked bone fragments like shrapnel. "You done, bub?" he rasped. Superman's feet touched the ground. The impact made the entire ridge tremble. He looked at Logan with those cold, distant eyes. "You are out of time, Wolverine. Stand aside." Logan shook his head. "Not happening. You ain't thinking straight." Superman stepped forward. "I am thinking more clearly than I ever have. The math is absolute. The threat is absolute. Mercy requires sacrifice." Logan pointed at the massive crystalline machine. "You call that mercy? That's execution." Superman's voice deepened, overlapped with another. "Your world has 1 year. My solution gives it eternity." Logan heard something beneath the voice, a second presence speaking through Superman's tongue, like an echo sliding under each word. "That's not you talking," he said. "Something's crawling in your head." Superman's jaw clenched for a fraction of a second, like he was fighting something inside. Then the parasite took control again. Superman vanished and reappeared directly behind Logan, punching him forward so hard he slid across the ridge like a skipping stone. Logan's claws jammed into rock to stop his momentum, carving trenches through the mountainside. He pushed off and charged again. Superman didn't dodge this time. He caught Logan's fist, twisted it, and snapped his wrist. Logan screamed, more in frustration than pain, and used his other fist to slash upward. The claws scraped across Superman's jaw, drawing thin streaks of sparkling red. Superman touched the blood. He looked genuinely surprised. "You cut me." Logan smirked. "I'll do a lot worse." He attacked with everything: feints, low strikes, shoulder rams, upward slashes. Every trick he'd learned from decades of fighting monsters, soldiers, and gods. Superman blocked them all with the calm of a mathematician solving equations. But Logan was relentless. He ducked under Superman's punch, slashing across his ribs, then leapt onto his back, claws digging into his shoulder blades. Superman flew straight up, dragging Logan through jagged rocks and icy winds. Logan hung on, carving deeper, searching for whatever didn't belong inside the Kryptonian. A psychic scream burst out of Superman like a shockwave. The parasite felt the claws. The scream hit Logan's mind like a hammer. He lost grip, tumbling through the sky before Superman grabbed him by the foot and hammered him downward like a nail. Logan hit the mountain so hard the earth split open beneath him. He dragged himself out of the crevice, bones snapping back into place. "All right," Logan growled. "If you won't stop, I'll make you." He sprinted towards Superman again. Superman raised his hand. Gravity multiplied. Logan collapsed instantly, crushed into the ground as though a planet sat on his back. His bones flattened. His lungs burst. His throat filled with blood. The pressure was unbearable, the kind of force that pulverized meteors before they hit the ground. Superman walked toward him, each step making the gravity stronger. "You cannot kill me," he said. Logan spat blood. "Never tried." His claws burst out underground, slicing through the broken earth and stabbing upward. They pierced Superman's knee. Superman dropped to one side, the gravity pulse flickering for a millisecond, enough for Logan to shove himself up and slash his claws in a wide, furious arc. Superman blocked the first strike, not the second. Logan cut through his forearm, shallow, but enough to break the parasite's focus. Superman stumbled back, holding the bleeding wound, confusion flickering across his face. Then, for a brief instant, Clark's real voice broke through. "Logan, stop. Don't." A roar erupted from his chest as the parasite seized control fully. The ground trembled. The air crackled with energy. The glow in Superman's eyes turned violent. Logan whispered, "There you are." Then everything exploded. A blast of solar energy erupted from Superman in a full radius shockwave that turned rock into molten sprays of lava. Trees disintegrated. Snow boiled instantly. Wolverine was thrown back half a mile, crashing into a frozen lake. The ice shattered. He sank. The cold numbed him for a moment before his healing factor kicked in. He swam upward, only to find someone already waiting on the surface, standing on the ice as if gravity didn't apply to him. Dr. Strange. His cloak rippled in the unnatural wind. His expression was grim. "Logan," he said, extending a hand. "Now you see it. The parasite inside him has a name." Logan grabbed Strange's hand and climbed out of the freezing water, claws sliding back into his fists. "Say it," Logan growled. "What's hijacking Superman?" Strange looked toward the glowing tower in the distance. "It's called the Vorex's mind," he said. "A cosmic intelligence that infects the strongest host available. It has chosen Superman as its instrument." Logan cracked his neck, steam rising from his skin as his healing burned through frostbite. "How do we rip it out of him?" Strange didn't hesitate. "We find it inside his nervous system, and you cut it free." Logan smiled darkly. "Then open the door, document." Strange opened a portal behind them, leading straight into the heart of the tower. "Superman is inside," Strange said. "Good," Logan replied. Round 3. He stepped through the portal, and the tower pulsed like it knew he was coming. The inside of the crystalline tower didn't feel like a structure. It felt like an alien lung. The walls pulsed with slow, rhythmic breaths, glowing with shifting veins of red and violet energy. Logan's footsteps echoed strangely, swallowed by something alive in the floor. He could hear Superman deeper inside, the sound of metal bending under his strength. Not building, reshaping, perfecting. Strange walked beside him, hands glowing faintly. This machine is connected directly to Earth's core. If he completes it, the pulse will travel through every vein of the planet. Logan sniffed the air. It smelled like blood mixed with electricity. So we stopped the damn heartbeat. The tunnel expanded into a massive chamber, and there he was. Superman hovered near the center, arms outstretched, eyes blazing with parasite light. Crystals rose from the floor, weaving around him like a cocoon being built in reverse. Energy flowed from his body into the structure, feeding it. Logan didn't wait. He sprinted, claws extended, roaring as he leapt. Superman's eyes snapped open. The blast hit instantly. A beam of heat vision tore across the chamber, slicing the ground behind Logan in a molten line. Logan dodged, rolled, and slashed upward, carving a glowing arc towards Superman's face. Superman caught his wrist mid-strike. The force sent a shockwave through Logan's arm, rattling bone. Superman lifted him with one hand and hurled him across the room. Logan smashed into a crystal pillar, shattering it, but got up instantly, healing before the shards hit the ground. Logan, Strange warned, raising a shield. The parasite is fully merged with his mind here. He's strongest inside this chamber. Logan spat on the floor, claws gleaming. Good. I like a challenge. He charged again. Superman didn't move this time. He simply raised his hand, and gravity exploded downward. Logan dropped instantly, crushed to the floor. His bones bent, snapped, and cracked under the pressure. The ground around him cratered from the invisible weight. But even pinned, even crushed, Logan was still grinning. He forced a single claw upward, stabbing into the floor to anchor himself, then pushed with everything his healing factor could give. Superman's brow tightened, the first hint of frustration. Logan forced his other arm up, claws rising centimeter by centimeter. His muscles tore apart and rebuilt themselves in the same instant. Superman floated closer, voice layered with the parasite's influence. You are fighting inevitability. Logan growled through broken teeth. I fight whatever's stupid enough to threaten my home. Superman raised his palm. A second blast of gravity hit. Logan's spine snapped. His ribs collapsed inward. Blood poured from his mouth. But his claws shot up. They pierced Superman's palm. The reaction was immediate. Superman recoiled in shock, breaking the parasite's focus for a moment. The gravity collapsed instantly, and Logan surged upward, leaping past Superman's guard, claws slashing across his back and tearing into muscle. Superman roared, not in pain, but in anger. The parasite screeched through him, a psychic blast that shattered several crystal formations around them. Strange. Logan barked. Open him up. Strange began forming a spell, a complex weave of symbols that rotated around his hands. I can expose the parasite, but I cannot hold Superman still. Leave that to me. Logan leapt again, tackling Superman midair, digging claws into his shoulders and forcing him downward. They crashed into the chamber floor, sending cracks through the entire structure. Superman flipped Logan over with inhuman speed, slamming him again and again into the ground. But Logan refused to let go. His claws sank deeper, closer to the glowing lines running under Superman's skin, nerves overcharged by the parasite. Strange completed the spell. The air ripped open. For the first time, the parasite inside Superman became visible, a swirling mass of red neural tendrils latching onto his spine like a pulsing alien crown. Logan saw it. Superman felt it. The parasite screamed. Logan roared back, and he drove his claws straight toward the exposed infection. Wolverine's claws sank into the exposed parasite, and the moment metal touched alien nerve, the world stopped breathing. A psychic shock ripped through the chamber, blasting Strange backward and shaking the entire tower like it was about to collapse. Superman arched violently, eyes flashing between blue and blood red as two minds fought for the same body. The parasite screeched inside Logan's skull, forcing memories, screams, visions, entire planets collapsing. Images poured into his mind like boiling water. His healing factor fought to keep his brain from melting. Logan didn't let go. He pushed the claws deeper, carving through the parasite's tendrils like slicing through a living storm. Superman's body convulsed. The crystals dimmed. The entire tower faltered. And finally, Superman's real voice broke through. Logan, stop, you'll kill us both. Logan snarled, I ain't letting you kill billions just to save a few. The parasite tightened its grip on Superman's spine, forcing him upright, floating, twisting his body unnaturally like a puppet being yanked from 20 strings. Tendrils crawled up Superman's neck, glowing red-hot. Then the parasite made its final move. It tried to jump hosts. Logan felt a burning spear of energy slam into his chest, like a hook trying to pull his soul out. The parasite lunged through the wound, attempting to rip itself into him. For a moment, the world spun sideways. Logan saw stars collapsing, planets screaming, entire races erased by this thing. The parasite spoke directly into his mind. You are stronger. You heal. You endure. You are the perfect vessel. Logan's vision tunneled. Strange shouted something, but Logan couldn't hear. Superman collapsed to his knees, freed for a split second, gasping for air like drowning. The parasite kept forcing itself into Wolverine, tendrils wrapping around his heart, his spine, his mind. Logan roared, and he made the only choice that made sense. Fine, he growled. You want a host? His claws shot inward, straight into his own chest. He stabbed himself. Adamantium tore his own flesh open, digging under ribs, ripping apart the tendrils, trying to take control. The parasite screamed inside him, furious, shocked, wounded. Logan grabbed the parasite's core with both hands, tendons snapping, bones breaking, and he dragged it fully into himself, ripping it away from Superman completely. Superman fell unconscious. The parasite slammed into Logan's mind like a hurricane of nightmares. Strange gasped, Logan, no. Too late. Logan's eyes went red for a second. Then the parasite met something it didn't expect. Pain. Endless pain. Centuries of torture. Battles. Loss. Experiments. Adamantium surgery. Every scar Logan had ever survived was a cage locking the parasite inside an unbreakable loop. Logan stood trembling, blood dripping down his chest, claws still buried into his own ribs. Strange hovered forward, stunned. You're containing it. Logan's voice was hoarse, barely human. My mind heals. Yours doesn't. Superman's doesn't. I can hold it. I can trap it. The parasite roared inside him, but Logan gritted his teeth, pushing it deeper into a prison only someone like him could survive. Superman woke slowly, eyes finally clear, breath shaking. He looked at Logan with horror and gratitude twisted together. Logan, you shouldn't have done that. Logan smirked weakly. Someone had to, and I'm the only idiot who can. The tower began collapsing. Crystal walls shattered. The energy core destabilized. Strange opened a portal. Both of you now. Logan grabbed Superman by the collar and shoved him through the portal. Strange followed. Logan stepped through last as the entire structure imploded behind him, vaporizing from existence in a blinding flash. They landed in the snow outside the mountains. The air was cold, sharp, clean. Superman knelt beside Logan, scanning him with shaky hands. What did you do? Logan lit what was left of his cigar, exhaling a thin stream of smoke despite the tremor in his hands. Saved your Boy Scout hide. But the parasite. Logan tapped his chest. It's screaming in here, but it ain't going anywhere. Superman lowered his head. Logan, I owe you everything. Logan shrugged. Yeah, well, buy me a beer when this thing shuts up. For the first time, Superman laughed softly. The world was safe. Superman was free. And Wolverine walked away, snow crunching under his boots. A cosmic monster imprisoned inside a man too stubborn to die. Earth would never know what he carried, but Wolverine did, and he'd carry it alone.